Hello farmers and welcome back to Goldcrest Valley. Springtime is here, year number 6, and the first thing we're going to do is take care of all the animals. Make sure they're all up and going and doing well. The chickens need some feed, so we'll be doing that with our quote-unquote new case tractor. Nothing around here is ever new because we can't buy new stuff. We got to buy all used stuff, but it's new to us. That should give the chickens enough feed. Actually, they're full. Perfect. Let's go put the rest of the wheat back into the silo. So I just went around looking at the rest of our fields and trying to figure out what we're going to plant and what we're going to be doing this season. And I think we're getting rid of all but one of the grass fields. The small grass field we will keep for making hay for the cows. But the big grass field, I think we're going to convert that over to something. Haven't quite figured it out yet, but I got enough fields already got planned what I want to do. So we're going to get started on that. But like I said, you got to take care of the animals first. The chickens are all taken care of. Actually, I'm going to leave the case tractor right here. The next thing I need to do, I need to jump on up to the sheep pen because we got a lot of sheep here that probably need to be sold. So we're going to hop in here. I think right here I can get to the trigger. There we go. So we're looking for sheep that are worth 1,000, and there were a couple I saw. All right, so is it just 2 on this one? Yeah, it's going to be usually set to 2 is what we're going to find. But we don't need that many sheep. We got plenty of wool, as you can see. Just making sure it's 2 at a time here. Yep, 2 and 2, 2 and 2. They're all 2 and 2s because when we first put down the sheep pen, I bought 2 of each breed. So that's why it's usually 2 and 2s. And there we go. That is all the sheep taken care of. So we sold 8 sheep. That's about 8 grand minus 800, so $7,200 in sheep. But as you can see, we got plenty of wool. Speaking of wool, that won't be sold until like next month or the month after. Although the price is getting there. $11.33 and a high price apparently is $12.12. But we'll go ahead and wait. Not a big rush to go ahead and sell it. We got plenty of cash. And currently there's nothing that we really want to buy. But what we need to do, I was looking at the sale page just to remind myself, we got a roller, a windrower, I do believe, and a mower. But what we're coming in here for is the bigger seed drill, the Avatar from Horsch. And that is going to be right here. Just making sure it's a direct drill, which it is. And of course, let's go ahead and lease it. Can't buy it outright. Would be kind of nice, but that's not what we're doing with it. Oh, crap. I could have got it with the bigger tanks on it, but that's fine. Let's jump on up to our quote-unquote new D9 tractor, which still sits here. Not even 4.5 hours on it. So since it's already down here, we're going to go ahead and use it. And let's see here. I definitely want to switch this over to barley, is what we're going to be planting first off. And instead of driving all the way back to the farm, let's come here and we'll buy 2 bags of fertilizer. And then we will buy 3 bags of seed. I mean, I'll use it all. Am I going to have to unfold the drill to fill this up? Some drills you have to unfold to drill. I mean, unfold to fill, not drill. Of course you have to unfold the drill. All right, let me go ahead and... Oh, it was filling up. Never mind. I keep looking for the doors and bins to open. They don't always have to do that. Of course, now that I unfolded it, I'm just creating a whole big mess here. Luckily, this is not our drill, so if it gets damaged, it's fine. Hey, that one open. Go figure. Now let's get that seed on in. So we're planting barley in the field that had sunflowers into it. So that's going to be our first field that we're drilling today. And actually, I probably could, while this is filling on up. Let's we got the other drill back at the farm. Let's go ahead and we'll grab the case. And we'll get a worker to plant the oats around. I don't know how well the worker's going to do, but we'll see. Yeah, we'll plant some oats in this field here. And the one thing I did do over the winter, as you can see, we did spray for some weeds in half the field and half the field we didn't. I can't remember if that would take care of the weeds for the entire season or not. If you pre-spray before you plant. So this is a smaller drill than what we're using. But I want to put this on oats. There we go. And let's go ahead and top this off, shall we? This one here, I think I will have to unfold for me to fill. Now we got to get fertilizer into it. There we go. It's good to go. And let's see what Courseplay thinks of this oddly shaped field. Create a job. Courseplay. Got that field already selected. I'll have you go this way. Open up course. I'll do 3 headlands. That way it gives us some room to move around. And do that. Okay, so oats. Yep, we're all set. Turn on the drill. And looks like we got Frank in there planting away. Yeah, so already you can see it says weeds are growing. If I come over here, no weeds. So spraying the weeds after harvest and before you plant doesn't matter because the weeds are going to come right back. So no sense of doing that. So Frank will go ahead and plant the oats in that field. Let's get back down to our T9. All right, we are, almost took all the seed. And let's go ahead and fold that on up. And let's get to planting. So as for the John Deere tractors, the 8230 and the 9RT, we're going to keep them on the farm. I don't need to sell them. I mean, if I need cash, I could sell them. But we won't be using them as much, if at all, than I was before. But we'll see. Yeah, I'm also trying to figure out when to end this series now because, I mean, I've had a few goals here, and one goal was to buy all the fields. I mean, I guess we could still buy all the fields, but I don't have the time to work in all the fields. I got plenty of fields to work in as it is. So I'm just trying to figure out, what would be a good stopping point here in Goldcrest Valley. I'm not mentioning that or saying that we're going to be doing it here anytime soon. There's still some things I want to get done here. But we're sitting on a whole bunch of cash. Oh, yeah, before I even get going on that, I want to see how much is left up at the power plant. Yes, I mean, I think we've only gone through like 20,000 liters of methane in like 4 months. So the power plant is not really going through the methane hardly at all. And that's why I think we're going to be cutting back on the grass. It's because, making all that money from the silage is great, but it is a lot of work. You got to do it 3 times a year. And we don't really need that much silage to make methane to be brought to the power plant because, as you can see, we're just not going through it. So we are going to be planting corn in the field down by the main street there, main road. And I think this fall, when it comes time to harvest that, we're going to be doing it as chaff. So if we don't have a forage harvester by then, we'll lease one. And we'll do some chaff with the corn. And we can bring that up to the BGA and then figure out what to do with it later on. But at least it'll cut down the amount of work I got to do throughout the summer and having to mow the grass. I mean, it was great through the first 5 years here on Goldcrest Valley. Just that every time I did grass fields, I was basically making $100,000 off of them. So definitely paid off all the way through. But I think it's time to move on from doing grass work other than this field. And of course, we still got the clover and alfalfa field, which is same as grass work. And we'll be making hay off of those fields. So this field right here, as you can see, we are planting barley. And this will give us should be 115% on the crop rotation. Yep, crop rotation is 115%. You can see expected yield is hovering in the upper 130, near 140%. I could do a lot better because, as you can see, the pH value in this field needs a little work. And the good thing with precision farming is I can spread lime whenever on the field, other than when the crop is ready for harvest. So we'll get in here later on, probably after we get all the fields planted, and we will go ahead and get some lime in these fields. But there's still a few more things I need to buy at the store. Obviously, like I said, a forage harvester would be great. A couple of trailers / tankers for the Volvo truck would be nice. And a Breedle spreader for the lime would not be bad to have on the farm. Although I don't mind leasing that because we're not going to be needing it as much. But I mean, if we got the money and it comes up for sale, why wouldn't we buy it? And of course, this Avatar drill would be nice. I don't have a problem with the drill that is being used at the farm, that Frank is using. But being a 6 meter wide compared to this 12 meter wide one, yeah. The size of the drill does matter, no matter what anyone tells you. As I found out in yesterday's episode of Oceanside Forest, we went with a 30 meter wide drill on that series now. Spoiler in case you haven't seen it yet. Let me get another headland done here. I think the field in front of me is going to be wheat. So we're going to have a lot of cereal crop this year. So a good amount of straw bales we'll have. Which is fine because, as we saw a couple seasons ago when I was harvesting, we do know that the Follow Me worker with the round baler will stop to unload the bales. And of course now with our own baling trailer, we don't have to lease that. We can pick up the straw bales and sell them whenever we like. I think this might be the first T9 tractor, New Holland, I've owned since FS17. Actually, I may have had one on the Pacific Northwest in 19, but it's been a while. So we get all these fields drilled. There's a couple fields we're going to have to wait until next month, like the corn field. That won't be drilled until April because it's corn. But most of the other fields will be completed this month. And then with no grass work to do throughout the summer, it's going to be a quick summer. Well, quicker than usual. Yes, now we do know, at least I know anyways, that spraying for weeds after harvest season does me no good. Because after you re-drill, the weeds will just grow right on back. So we'll take care of the weeds next month as well, in April. So I think the winter went rather well on selling and buying. It was nice to get a medium-sized tractor in the case. This T9 was not really needed, but for the price and the amount of hours that are on the tractor, couldn't pass it up. I was looking more for like this drill here, and the grain trailer that we used to sell the crop with would have been nice. Yeah, leasing that grain trailer to sell the silage and everything like that definitely helped me out time-wise. The Volvo truck did a wonderful job speeding around the map, selling everything that we needed. Of course, we do now realize the tricky spot is over here at this sell point with that grain trailer. Kind of weird that the trigger for that wasn't being recognized unless I got it to a certain spot on the sell point before I could sell the grain, but now we know. And we also found out a few things about the BGA silage pits. It seems like even though there's 5 silage pits up there, 5 silage pits up there, they all seem to be tied together. So you can't have one like fully fermented and put another one in and cover up one and not have another one cover. Yeah, it's just kind of weird, but at least now we know. Yeah, but I'm just trying to figure out what else can we really do here in Goldcrest Valley. Like I said, there's a few more things I want to do. Because now I am sitting on almost $500,000. And I think we just saw, I should make like 100 grand on selling wool in a day or so. Well, I say a day, in a month, in-game month. And like I said, buying more fields, I think we got plenty as it is. So spending money on more fields, I mean, yeah, I could make more money by having more fields, but like it's just getting to be way too much work. This setup is making some very quick work of drilling this field. I will have to go back to the shop here in just a moment to top this off. I might as well top it off with seed and fertilizer, so I can go ahead and get some wheat planted in that field over there. And on the way through, I should repair the T9. It seems kind of worn down for only having 4.5 hours on it. But we get it all fixed up and repaired. Be almost good as new. I had it. Oh, I am out of fertilizer. I didn't even make it to the end of this field. I just had a quick look to make sure Frank was getting along well back at the farmyard planting those oats, and he seems to be doing just fine. Went through a lot more fertilizer than I thought it would, but then again, I am planting cereal crop, which tends to use a good amount of fertilizer. Alrighty, let's go see how much this repair bill is going to be. I'm going to guess at least a couple grand. How about $4,487? But now she's good to go. Alright, let's go ahead and get some more fertilizer. And I think I'll get 4 bags of that. And then seed, I will get 2 more bags of that. Okay, you took the far bag, but you won't take the near bag? This is why I kind of like the seed huts when you can put them down. Just makes it a little bit easier, more convenient. Probably just in my head, but already just doing a small strip right there after getting the T9 repaired. It seems like it does have more get up and go. Hopefully I can get this in one more pass here if I do it just right. And then we get ourselves a worker to plant the wheat in the field to our left. Now the field, the big grass field that's down there, I'll probably put something like sunflowers in it. Or maybe even soybean. Since it's been mostly grass, the crop rotation probably ain't going to really matter that much. I think any crop I select will be pretty darn good. And there is a field of barley planted. Now let's switch this over back to wheat. And one headland is all I really need to do this field here. So let's go ahead and get ourselves a worker, shall we? All right, make sure the field is selected, which it is. Target position. That way, please. And one headland is all we need. And Frank Jr. will be taking over that job. Let's see how his father is doing down here doing oats. And doing pretty good. Boy, the pH value of this spot right here, remember I overlined it, still hasn't dropped enough to be even in good conditions, still in bad conditions. Got way too much lime here, but overall it's good. So the crop rotation in this field here is 110%. Expected yield, not the greatest at 85, but then the soil here is probably very bad. It's loamy sand. Is it loamy sand everywhere? Is it really loamy sand everywhere here? That doesn't seem right. I guess it is if I were to go over here, though. Now we're on sandy loam. And how is the crop rotate, or how the expected yield over here? Up to 107% out of a possibility of 100. I'll have to tidy up some spots that he's missing here, but that's fine. Let's go ahead and grab. Yeah, let's grab the Massey Ferguson. It's up here somewhere if I can click on it. There we go. Let's drop off the water tanker. Well, that does remind me, what do I have leased? Alright, so just the drill and the water tanker. Kind of glad I didn't have anything else leased, and because we only have a limit of 3. I was thinking, wait a minute, did I return the belt and the trailer? Last episode was, even though it wasn't like an hour long or anything, that did take me about 2.5, 3 hours to record and edit on out. So rather, a lot of stuff was going on. That is a lot of wool. I don't remember having that much wool ever before. You can see our clover is looking really, really good. I'm hoping the fertilizer spreader is down at the cow barn because I want to fertilize the grass field. I have not fertilized that since I cut it in November. We just got to do the small grass field. So it'll just take me a quick moment. Check for traffic here. It looks all clear. Yeah, I do need to get the manure up to the BGA and get that processed. I could get a manure spreader and spread that on fields, but I think I'm just better off bringing it up to the BGA and let the BGA handle it. Same can be said about the slurry. It's just, at this point here on Goldcrest Valley, it's just more convenient to spend a little bit of cash on the fertilizer, the artificial fertilizer, and get the fields done relatively quick. And nope, I was taking a guess what side the PTO shaft was on, and I was wrong. And that should be more than enough fertilizer to get this small grass field taken care of. Yeah, I'm actually thinking sunflowers would be good over here. Let me just double check. It should show grass and grass, which it does. It does need some lime, though. A lot of things need some lime. Let me just make sure that with grass and... Whoops, that was on grass already. Grass and grass. Like I said, about anything I put here should be good. Actually, sunflowers, we break even. Soybeans, we break even. Alright, so there were a couple I did see that benefit us pretty well. Canola. Alright, so I think canola will be the one. I thought it would be actually pretty good across the board. I could put corn here, but we're going to have corn in the big field over by Maine. So yeah, so definitely canola. I should be able to plant canola still this month, I hope. I can. Alright, so yeah, we're going to be using the Avatar planter, or sorry, seed drill. That's not a planter, it's a drill. We'll use that down here to plant canola. Yeah, and definitely got to lease the Bredal spreader to spread some lime. I could do it with this right here and put a capacity of 10,000 liters on it, but 10,000 liters is not going to get me too far. So I think leasing the Bredal spreader would be better for us. So as for now mowers, I still need a mower. I don't have one, but we don't need anything that will put the grass into a swath, just because I won't be picking it up. Everything that we cut is going to be made into hay. So clover and alfalfa hay, grass hay, everything will be made into hay. So I got to make sure I put it into a spread mode so when I ted it, it'll be a little bit better. So basically right now any mower will kind of do. There is a mower for sale in the store page, but yeah, I'm not quite interested in that. I'd rather get the butterfly mower first if it comes up for sale. And maybe I'll use something like the John Deere mower that I used on Solyndra. I could use something like that even. That has a pretty good working width for us. So I don't need to be spreading fertilizer on that much of the field. There we go, and this will be all set. Let me get that back to wide working width. Now let's go ahead and park this on down here. All right, let me go up and see how Frank is getting along here. Actually, we'll go ahead and dismiss him for now. He did a wonderful job for us. Got most of it done. But now we're going to use the case in our coon planter. Sorry, drill. There is a difference. Yeah, this is pulling it better than the 8230 did. But then again, it does have a bigger engine into it. It is nice to be getting into different tractors here. And there have been suggestions before on other series that I do a farm that has just all one brand. And to me, that doesn't keep it interesting enough for myself. It may be interesting to others. But I kind of like, getting into one brand and another just for a different look. And here, I think part of it was wearing on me just a little bit because we had two John Deeres and we were using them all the time. And like I said, nothing wrong with the John Deeres, just that, yeah, it was time for a change. And this winter, the opportunity was there. And we got this case for a decent deal. It was a really good deal the way it was, but we upgraded the engine to a 320 something, maybe a 328 or something like that. So it ended up costing us overall 80 grand to buy this tractor with a bigger engine. And the T9, like I said, with only 4.5 hours on that tractor, that was definitely worth it in my opinion. I wasn't really looking for a tractor that size because I was happy with the 9RT. So we're going to have a lot of straw bales this year because we're going to have a wheat, barley, and oat field. Let's get this little corner piece here. All right, I just need to tidy up all the little pieces on the corner. And then I can put this drill away. And this should be just about every square inch of this field drilled with oats. And we'll bring this on over here, and we're going to put the drill away. I'm going to drive all the way down to the store because it's time to lease a Breedle spreader and get some lime into it. I'll probably bring it back here to the farmyard. And we'll top it off from here. I do got a couple of pallets over there I can fill on up with. But since we have it, I'm going to try to do every field I possibly can, except for that canola field right there. That crop has grown a little bit too much to be in there with a spreader. I'll destroy a lot of crop. Let's come on down to spreaders. I should be looking right... Oh, there it is. Should be looking right at it. Extension, yes, that's 2200. Spreading disc, we'll go with that. Main color... Yeah, we'll do it like that. Because it's lime. We're spreading lime. Yeah. And we'll do the same thing for this, actually. Actually, we'll put that a little bit like a yellow. That'll be a little bit better. Wheel setup. I mean, I could put twin wheels on it. Yeah, we'll go with that. I think that's good. We're just leasing it anyways. Ooh, expensive, but it's got to be done. All right, I'm going to go down, pick that up, bring it back, fill it on up, and we'll start putting some lime down in some of these fields. Well, the store was kind enough to put in a hut for us. Instead of going back to the farm all the time. Yeah, we can now just buy it in bulk right from the store. Instead of having to buy bags all the time. So since we are down here, we'll go ahead and get to the fields right over here. Watch out for vehicles. Yes, we're not going to have to raise it too much. So I don't expect to go through too much slime, but it does need it. Let me get myself going here. And we're off. And I don't need beacons anymore. So basically all the fields we're going to get to, except for, like I said, that canola field back at the main farmyard. That crop has grown just a little bit too much. I don't think it needed it anyways, but it would have been nice to get all the fields done together. Oh, you know, probably have to wait for the canola, not the canola, the clover and alfalfa fields as well. I wonder if those are ready to be mowed. I think I got to wait one more month for them to be ready. It's like Frank Jr. is just about done planting the wheat over there, so I'll have to get that avatar filled on up, and we got to plant some canola in the big grass field. Yep, not going through that much slime at all. But luckily, we'll get this job done throughout the farm fields really quick. I've only used so far 10%. But I'm pretty sure I'll have to refill a couple times to get all these fields done. You know what I forgot to do? Because I'm an idiot. The field that we just planted the wheat in, I think that needed to be plowed because I had corn in it. So that is going to hurt the yield potential on that field a little bit. Oh well. I'm not in desperate need of cash, but, you know, it would have been good to get that field as best as it could be. Gotten so used to not, you know, having to plow a field other than if we were merging fields together or something, that I completely forgot about having corn in there and that it's going to need to be plowed. Think I'll remember by the end of next season? Probably not, but maybe, because I'll have another corn field to take care of, and maybe once I do one corn field, I'm like, oh yeah, I gotta go do the other field as well. But we got a lot of work done today. A couple fields planted. And now we're taking care of the lime situation. Yeah, I think getting away just from doing the grass all the time, that's gonna, I don't want to say speed up the process, but make it less tiresome for me in some instances where it seemed like I was doing grass quite a bit here. But we'll have plenty of chaff, I think, in the fall from the big cornfield once we get that planted next month. Well, now with the field complete in lime spreading, we can see we got our expected yield up to 141% out of a potential 125. So that's going to be very good. Good yield of barley. And since we got a good enough amount of lime here, let's go ahead and take care of the grass field. Hasn't been that long ago since I've done the grass field, so that shouldn't require that much lime either. But like I said, we got the lime spreader. We're going to go ahead and get all the fields done that we can. I'm actually looking forward to doing the corn chaff in the fall. I know we're a ways off from doing so, but I've been thinking about it on this map for quite a while. And I haven't done it, well, I kind of just did it on American Falls over the past weekend. But I haven't done it to one of my own fields since No Man's Land. And I'm hoping for a good amount of chaff off the field. And well, it all depends on what we do with that silage once it ferments. Because making methane out of it just isn't worth it. I'm going to get a lot more money if I were to just sell the silage straight up. So I'll probably just end up doing that this, well, next winter. Geez, I'm already thinking about the next winter here, and we just went through winter. A few more passes and we'll be done. Then I'll probably go back to the shop. I'll top this off with some lime, and I'll probably hire a worker to spread some lime in the other fields. I may get that big grass field done in between episodes, just so that next episode we can get in there with the T9 and the Avatar and get that canola put in. And then the worker can go on to the other fields and spread lime where it needs to be. Give myself some room over there, because with precision farming, if you leave a narrow line, the sensors can't tell that it needs to go there. So that's why I'm overlapping a little bit. If I can't get it one pass, I gotta leave enough so that it spreads everywhere. Perfect. Right, let's bring this back to the store and top it off with some lime. And yeah, we are going to be good to go for next episode. Like I said, I do need to bring that manure up. I don't know how much manure that pit can handle. I was going to bring it up when I had the big grain trailer, but I completely forgot about it. I got so caught up into the winter selling and, you know, seeing what the store had to offer for sale items. I forgot about the manure and also the slurry. Yeah, this is just so much better coming up to. I think from now on in my series, what I need to do is when I start a new map, is make sure I just put one of these huts down at the store so I can just go there and top off. Just makes it easier than buying multiple amount of bags. And let me turn the case off here. We'll turn the lights off here. And yeah, we are good to go for the most part. Let me grab the T9 and I will bring that over. Or maybe I need to clean up the corners. Yeah, I'll clean up the corners. And yeah, just to double check, but I think it's going to say field needs to be plowed. It does. So that's going to hurt our yield actually quite a bit. I mean, the nitrogen is oh, our worker ran out of nitrogen as well. I was like, boy, that yield is really, really bad there. If I were to go here, how does the, let's see, pH. Not only that, the reason why I didn't put any nitrogen down is because it needs to be soil sampled. That field is, I did a terrible job taking care of that field. That needs to, all right, that field needs a lot of work. A lot of work. I need soil sampling. Yeah. Although the yield is still not that bad, but it's not going to put any nitrogen down unless I do soil sampling, so. All right. Geez, would it be worth... I think I was trying to think, would it be worth plowing the field, even though I just put the seed into it, and then just re-drill it? I think I'll have to wait until I do soil sampling and then fertilize it, and we'll see how bad it is, because I didn't plow it to see how. We'll just have to see how the numbers show up. So yeah, I'm not gonna do the corners yet on that field. I can always come back and do it later on. But yeah, we gotta take care of that field in between. Well, yeah, next episode, not in between. We'll do it next episode. Yeah, got too excited about the winter coming up, I suppose, and just completely lost track of that field. It happens. But anyways, that's going to do it for today, guys. Hopefully you guys did enjoy the episode. I do appreciate you watching as always. I'll catch you again right here in Goldcrest Valley. But until then, have a good one.